Alright, so we are currently at Alhambra. We woke up quite early this morning and just made our way over to the hotel that was across the street, the Alhambra Palace, I believe it's called, and then we walked over to Alhambra, and it was just a quick, not even 10-minute walk, and we made our way to the Justice Gate and walked straight in, and it was pretty easy. We thought there'd be some like ticket collection somewhere or like some kind of guards or something, but there was really nothing. And unfortunately we thought maybe like at the Parkway, when you get there early, you could kind of hop in early. No, this is very strict and to the kind of timed rules that they have here. If you're not there between this minute and this minute, you're actually screwed. So this is definitely a place that you need to get here on time. Now, the main attraction here, the palace, Nazahara's palace, I believe it is, they actually had a line for ticket holders. So if you had a ticket, you still had to wait in line, and it was based upon your time. But it's totally worth it. The palace is amazing. You could see all the different influences from all the different architects that worked on it, and actually a lot of the rooms and things were actually named after the architects that worked on it, just to kind of give them the credit for what they did and the architecture and design that they provided for the palace. It's an amazing place, and all the different fountains and all the different places that you could go to inside the palace, all the different rooms, they're just so intricate and there's so much to see and to do. We spent easily over 2 hours there, and there's still more for us to do, but we're gonna go through the general life area of Alhambra now and make our way back to the entrance, then go to Toledo. So check back in a moment.
So I'm sitting right now in the courtyard of dismount, or the court of dismounting, because this is where the royal family would come dismount. However, I know I had mistakenly said that the outside was that. The outside was the actual courtyard for greeting, and then now this is the courtyard of dismount. This courtyard was intended to surprise royalty or anyone who was coming in who were visiting from elsewhere, and it gives some of the best views of Alhambra on one side, and then on the other side has an astounding fountain / garden. So when renovations happened in this courtyard with the fountain, the reflective pools were destroyed somehow, and so yeah, it's not the same, but it is still a beautiful fountain. So this is the royal hall. It's where they would hang a lot of different items and show off what they had. In general, just a hall to walk through from one place to another. So this is the court of the Sultanesses Cyprus, and they believe that they didn't find everything, but what was kept, what they were able to find, was definitely the waterfall that I just showed between the grates, and they believe that it's because it was a bathhouse and it was protected by the walls. But they believe that it was actually lower, I believe, or they believe it was higher than what they found, but it was just destroyed over time. This was created as direct access to the upper palace, and it's called the Paseo de las Aldefas, which is the Walk of the Oleanders. And then at the end there are Moorish myrtles, which are known for their fragrance, and they were almost, what do you call it? They were almost lost. They were almost extinct, but they've carefully been tending to them over the years, so it prevented their loss. But now, this is just the walk of the oleander. So behind me is a bathhouse, the Muslim bathhouse, I guess you could say, and it was a very common thing to have back in those days during the Moorish era. It's the mosque baths. This also served as a social area, so this is where people would not only come to bathe, but they would also come to talk and chill out. And that was their way of communicating and having fun with each other and socializing. Alright, so we're leaving Granada, Alhambra. Finally got to mark that off on my bucket list, which is nice. Absolutely gorgeous. We really enjoyed a really good meal just outside of Alhambra, and we were able to find free parking for the whole time we were there. The room that we had was less than stellar, but doable. And now we're heading out to Toledo. So we've arrived in Toledo, and the first thing we did was get our Airbnb, and we have the nicest host I think I've ever met. He speaks very little English, and he meets me halfway with my very little Spanish, and we seem to make it work pretty well. But he asked us before parking, because we need to find a place to park, if he'd like us to show, if he would like us for him to show us around the city in our car. So he's been driving with us and telling us where to go and how to get places, and now he brought us to a vista point.
Alright, so this is going to be quite the change, I think, because, again, we were at Granada, or Alhambra, and now we're not. So, I don't know how much there was in between, or if I caught the fact that, so we did go to a place for lunch that was right outside of the Alhambra Palace area, and it was delicious. Oh, I don't even think I discussed. We actually went to the general life area of Alhambra, and we walked through the palace there, and it was gorgeous. The water fountains in Alhambra, the whole area are just incredible. The amount of time that they took for their gardens is impressive. Now, there was awesome stories to go along with it. Like, there is this one tree or one area that is rumored the Sultan's wife would go meet her secret lover underneath, and it was their spot, and that's actually why that was created, or why she asked for it to be created. They all have these creative names behind them, and the reasoning behind them is because of some sort of fairy tale like story, which is kind of cool. And after finishing walking through the gardens and then walking back to the palace area or entry area, we walked back towards the Justice Gate, and then I took a quick stroll through the Alhambra Museum, which is free, so you could walk through it, and it included just going through kind of what was all the different designs, where their stories came from, and what the value was behind them. Now, the main thing that I caught was kind of this Colosseum type auditorium, I guess you could call it, perhaps a theater, where it was circular in its shape, and it was really awesome. Right after that, going back to what I was saying before, we did go get lunch at kind of a fancy place right at the base of Alhambra, and this was in hopes of making it to Toledo, which we're at right now, before 6:45 was our appointed time. For the non-geo majors out there, Toledo is about 3 hours away, 3.5 hours away from Granada, and that's if you know the way. Now, Yeah, we did have nav, and we used Google Maps as best we could. It's one of the main reasons why I get SIM cards when I travel. But we were cutting it pretty close, particularly because it's not the highways that kill you. I mean, yeah, if you get a speeding ticket like I did the other day, that'll definitely cut out some time. But what kills you is when you get into these towns and you have to like kind of navigate through the town. You're literally going through these crazy little narrow alleyways, and Toledo's full of them. Now, Toledo's a very small town. This hotel room that I'm sitting in right now, which is an apartment really, is amazing, and the owner is such a great guy. His name's Santiago. He was here to deliver us the key, and then he kind of just made sure we felt at home, showing us where the free coffee and tea was, on top of how to use the washer that's included here, and as well as the shower facilities. We have 2 bedrooms, so he's showing us like all the different areas for all the amenities that we might need. And then as we were just kind of just talking, chit-chatting, he was like, you know what, why don't we hop in your car and I'll show you where to park, but first let me just show you around town a little bit. And we went for about a half an hour ride around Toledo, which is tiny because literally that half an hour it took us to get everywhere was me driving extremely slow, and we were taking plenty of pit stops to kind of just see the area. And had I known we were going to be doing such an intensive thing, I would have actually brought my bigger camera with me, but all I had was this Sony that I'm filming on right now, so at least there's a few shots here and a few scans, I guess you could say, pans of areas, and it was really awesome. Before we went ahead and just came back, he showed us where to park for free. He explained to us that the parking zone that we're at is free until Monday, till 10 o'clock a.m. on Monday morning, so we could just leave our car there. Everywhere is walkable for the most part for Toledo. We're literally a 5-minute walk away from the main cathedral, which is pretty much the center of the city. It's such an amazing place, and when we split, we went to go get a little bit of dinner at a place called Al-Kahira, and it's this tiny Egyptian restaurant that's just about a 7-minute walk from our hotel room or our apartment. And we just had a little bit of Egyptian food, some shawarma, and some other dishes that I can't pronounce the name. The one looks like spring rolls, the other looks like kind of like a Taco Bell, like a queso. And finally we finished off with some coffee. So, and lingot tea. And Mom was dropping dead kind of at that point. She was super tired. She's sleeping now. So we decided to go ahead and head on back to the hotel. We've taken our showers. We're getting ready for bed here. And we're going to start again tomorrow at 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. I'm sorry. Anyhow, so that's gonna be how we kind of finish our day 9 here. So a great start at Alhambra and a awesome finish at Toledo. All right, till the next vid.